Okay folks, I found this one this morning when I was out walking and I was doing stuff. I had to get some paper and a box for my photocopier art. So I had to get a box and some paper and nearly out of copy paper, so yeah. I do wonder if they're going to go black and red. Going to leave it there. The nerds will inherit the copier world. Yes, they will, folks. Okay, let's see what we've got. We've got here, this is obviously something a child has made, probably at school. Looks like one of these witches' hats, which is really, to me, is not a suitable topic for a child because it's basically tied up with the occult, and the occult is extremely dangerous, and I don't advise anyone to fuck with that kind of shit. It's really deadly. It can be. I just don't understand why people like to teach children to dabble in this shit. I know why. Children should never be treated, never be subjected to this shit. I know they think it's fun and it's fantasy. Children are always brought up with fairy tales and shit. I don't understand why they do that, because children have to eventually learn that these are just fairy tales, and that fairy tales are not real, and that everything's got a reality to it that's not terribly appealing to a child, but a child has to accept that it's the adult world that we are coming into, and that when you become an adult, you lose all your imagination and you have to chase after the dirty fucking dollar, in order to live. And you just get caught up in that shit, and you can't use your imagination, you can't be creative, you can't do this, you can't do that. You have to fucking be real. What they think is reality. Reality. That when you get married and have children, it's not as all it's cut up to be. It's always like you got to think of divorce and mortgages and shit, the possibility of a divorce or having to deal with the mortgage and all that sort of shit. And it's really quite horrible to think that that's what life is amounting to, is shit. That it's not it's not as wonderful as it should be. You can't enjoy things as much. When you become an adult, you just throw away all your imagination. Sure, you can have an imagination outside of your childhood. Of course, fairy tales are not true, but there are other ways of being able to go and enjoy nature is a way of connecting with your inner child. No, I've done it the wrong way. I've got to move it this way. So I got it wrong, folks. I've got to move it up this way, up towards the left. So yeah, childhood is, people just don't want to nurture their inner child anymore. They just want to make money and to become rich and drive a Porsche or whatever they want, and have a it's just really ridiculous. And it doesn't mean, it means that you're not going to that's come up looking nice. I think we can work with that. But yeah, it's like, that was the last one, that was shit. But basically I really get so angry at the way the world has become like that, so hard and so-called reality. It's like reality bites, and it shouldn't have to be that way. You can marry Mr. Right. Mr. Right does exist. Mrs. Right does exist. They exist, folks. Relationships that are beautiful, not perfect, do exist, Forever happily ever after exists, It is real. You can believe that adult life can amount to something, but you have to do it a certain way, otherwise it's not going to work. I can't explain it right now. You have to find out yourself. I can't tell you. You won't believe me. What I believe is true. I have to leave it up to your own devices that you find your way. But there are ways to make life happy. There are ways that life can be beautiful and exciting, as well as safe and comforting. But I can't tell you here. It's not time. You won't believe me if I do. What I have to say would be too controversial. It's a controversial kind of lifestyle I'm referring to. Something that... I was meant to make it blue, not cyan. I'll stuff it. I'm going to make it cyan. But basically, yeah, there's certain ways things can go which you can make life a happy place. Life can be happy. It doesn't have to be a fucking study in misery, as it's become. Life's become misery, folks. Life is all about misery to the average person, including my family. My dad likes to believe in his own... he believes in some kind of spiritual shit, some kind of spiritual crap my dad believes in, and it doesn't make him a nice person. But my dad's an asshole anyway. He's always been a fucking asshole, bitch. Enough of that. Let's see how we go with this. I think we've made this look really nice. I think, yeah, that's come up looking nice. I think we can now call this demo quits.